Welcome y'all to
Snoop.
Western Mass Comedy
No!
Group. Stay in the loop, you Snoop.
The
I'm
loop, you
Mr.
Snoop.
Pryor. We got
These
Jason
guys fuck it
Gallagher
up on
over there
purpose. Stay in the
on the
welcome to
center. Then
Western
we got
Mass
Ryan
Comedy Group.
rolled
Stay
off
in
in
the hook, Snoop.
the cool hat
Snoop.
with the sunglasses. This
You got it.
hey,
I
yeah,
don't
this
know
is
if you're fucking
episode.
me or there's tea, you guys. Not ready for it.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel like I've done more than that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, actually, we definitely have actually.
There we go.
I'll put that in post a little bit.
Yeah, we've just trashed half of them.
To me, it sounds threatening. It's like corp
Or
in
established.
mass.
You'd be like, oh, a corp. They bothered to be a corp.
That's true.
You know, sounds important.
Well-
sounds fancy.
If they're a corp, they better be in court. They're not a corp because they didn't incorporate. They deleted their account. So obviously that disqualifies them. You can't even incorporate? You telling me what? You're a corp, but you can't even incorporate?
Can't
You
even
do a
incorporate,
little.
right?
You can't even do a little bit of incorporating.
How are you supposed to incorporate if you can't even incorporate?
They're not even incorporating. Yeah.
Hey, let's
I
corp
mean-
these turkeys.
We're all just captains on sinking ship. I assume we're recording, and I know this is episode 20 of Western Mass Comedy Group. Stay in the loop, you Snoop boop.
Boop.
Boo.
There we go. All right. Not Mass Comedy Corp, whoever that was. We've been strolling through the park talking about, fake companies invading the art scene. It happens. Can I say one thing? Can I say, the arts are the sacred sheep being slaughtered by fake scammers. It's the first time I've heard of a comedy group trying to scam, But I don't know.
Do you guys like
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they would have done next. Been like asked for a monthly contribution probably to get your credit card number on file,
That's a big leap. I mean, into they might just be like regular people.
Why do you have the back of Mass Comedy Corp in this situation? I don't understand, Ryan. Are you just adversarial, or do you really just want to defend what was probably?
Yeah, you're really coming to the rescue for these.
Yeah. Right. If you're a shitty scam artist company claiming to be a corporation, and you need someone to say, "Hey, they're just humans."
Ryan, are you in on this?
I'm saying it's a big leap because it doesn't seem like they got any money or any.
That's because they got called out. They got called out by a real celeb, whose name I won't say because I keeps it on the low. I don't be passing around rumors that ain't real.
Ezra doesn't name drop.
I don't name drop, not a cent. Oh, but I am gonna name drop. Welcome to episode 20. Actually, you know who I'm gonna name drop? We're sorry we've been disappointing you recently. He hasn't been picking up his phone, or we called him too late. But I know you've been wondering. I've been wondering. We've all been wondering. Sure, COVID's happening and the U.S. president, but you know what I'm really worried about? You know who I'm worried about, you guys?
Who are you worried about?
No, you want to take a guess?
Who are you so worried about? Is it
Global warming?
Is it
Nope.
global warming?
No, it's a person. Come on, you know who I'm worried about.
Russell Brand.
No, come on. We're always wondering where he is.
What's that prince who wore the Nazi armband? Prince
Can you
William.
please? You know who it is? Can you just say who it is? Stop fussing
May I,
around.
guys? May I?
Yeah. Who are we?
Ezra, I'm sorry. For Ryan's favor, obviously.
Yeah.
We're all talking.
I think he's not worried. I think Ryan's giving up on Steve Yarbo a little bit.
Steve Yarbo.
Oh,
Yes, duh. Jeez, you guys,
that's not what I was
where's
gonna
your
say.
head? I thought I was the only one who cared anymore.
I guessed correctly. Finally,
You son of a bitch, Ryan. Ryan, you dirty son of a bitch.
I'll be good.
This is Steve Yarbrough, most famous musician to ever come out of the Valley. Known for playing, what does he play? He plays saxophone? Plays piano.
Hello.
Oh, Steve, welcome to Western Mass Comedy Group. Stay in the loop, you Snoop, boop, boop, boop. Where have you been, Steve? We've been trying to get a hold of you. We've been calling you all hours of the night. Your phone's been off. We tried to use the iCloud to find it, and it was behind 7-Eleven. Where have you been? What you been up to, Steve Yarbrough?
I've just been hanging out behind 7-Eleven, mostly.
Do you hang out back there by yourself, or do you have friends you hang out with behind 7-Eleven?
I guess you could say I'm hanging out with friends.
Sounds suspicious,
That
Steve.
does sound really suspicious.
Are you actually engaging in some type of illicit behavior behind it? Because that's what we're worried about, that you're back out there selling your body to the night. Is that what you're talking about?
To the night.
That's usually what goes on behind 7-Eleven, isn't it?
That is usually what's going on behind 7-Eleven, is a few quickies. So when you say I'm not alone and no, I don't really know what I've been up to.
That sounds suspicious.
It sounds a little suspicious, but
Sounds like a crack-fueled black fugue.
yeah, was it a crack-fueled black fugue?
That's a
What's that?
lovely turn of phrase.
Jason suggested that it might have been a crack-fueled black fugue.
One
I don't
more
even know
time.
what that means.
Like you were high on crack and in kind of like a really dark space on an escape mission of sorts.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
It's okay, Steve. You can open up, you know.
This is an
Sure.
exclusive.
yeah. So I thank you for saying that. Yes, I was pretty high on crack the entire month of November.
Yeah.
During lessons, you've been teaching lessons to kids that way? Steve Yarbo teaches music lessons high on drugs to kids? Is that what you're
Steve has
saying?
been in a dark place, apparently.
So sorry.
I didn't know you were going to tell everyone else.
No, you keep you have a good stash of fake pee, so you won't get caught anyways.
yeah, my crack dentures.
Crack dentures.
Crack dentures.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, do you want to shout out your since this is podcast?
Crack dealer.
Can we tag you in these podcasts, by the way, Steve, to draw in your a big audience by using your celebrity?
Yeah, it might double your numbers.
It could. It definitely could. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, do you want to shout out? You're also a musician. You doing any concerts anytime soon? Performing for any crowds?
Well, not performing in front of any crowds. We just released my band just released a single.
Really?
Okay.
It's a cover of the 1980 classic, or 85's classic, Mr. Crowley by, Ozzy Osbourne there.
Ozzy Osbourne there.
Yeah.
Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness.
So the Mary Jane Jones is the name of the band. We had, we just released our own version of Mr. Crowley. It's the 45th anniversary.
That's dope, man. So do you like doing cover songs?
I mean, yeah, if it's a good song, I don't necessarily just enjoy strictly just doing cover songs. Like if it's a shitty song, I don't want to cover that song.
But Ozzy, you're down to play some Ozzy Osbourne?
Well, yeah, of course. And we did more, our own take on the classic Mr. Crowley. It has guitar, lots of guitar, but also some horns. And Mandy Pacious, our lead singer, is quite the talented musician as well.
Oh.
Nice. Can we upload a video of you playing that song?
Well, there's no video footage, but you can probably get
The audio?
you can probably hear it on Bandcamp. You can go to Mary Jane Jones Bandcamp site. You can probably play it from there.
There we go.
Or you,
So yeah, that's a good shout. A sneaky son of a gun. You're on Bandcamp then. Probably we'll probably get you some. We'll probably kick up your sales a little bit if your sales have been suffering.
well, they haven't really been suffering necessarily, but any help we can get, we do appreciate.
Do you have good? Do you make good money off of your record sales? Like when you release something, does the money just come pouring in through a golden tuba?
Well, I don't keep track of the records, the finances or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Thank God.
still waiting to see
Yeah, don't
my
trust Steve
portion
with
of
that.
our sales, but yeah.
Steve's getting. You should save up a nest egg from all this. Are you saving up a nest egg for like a later thing kind of deal?
I do have a nest egg, and it actually fits in a bird nest.
Okay.
And so it's not really big, but
You need a bigger nest, a bigger knot
Yeah.
of cash, and then a bigger nest.
right. I want like an airy egg, like an
So-
ostrich egg or something.
You should just get like a beach ball and fill it with all your $100 bills from illicit teaching
I've heard that-
classes, high on drugs lessons.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Beach ball. I've heard that if you replace a beach ball with an ostrich egg, the ostriches think it's an ostrich egg.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Steve, do you like that's cool that you're talking about ostriches. We do a whole section. Have you ever watched our podcast, by the way? Probably not.
Aw.
No, I didn't even know you guys were doing a podcast.
Oh, you've been on you've been on at least 10 episodes of our podcast, probably, I'd say.
Oh,
We
okay.
just thought we were friends.
Yeah, that I should have asked you before, but yeah, I thought I told you you're on the episode. We have a whole episode on our show called "Where's Steve Yarbo."
Oh, okay. I just thought this was a friendly.
That's why I was asking if I could tag you 10 episodes later. You know?
I thought you were talking about tagging me in a different sense.
No, I can tag you in both. Oh, Steve's coming on to me. Steve's getting hot. But I'm gonna tag your ass if that's okay. That sounded violent.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Anytime, Ezra.
All right, like pin the tail on the donkey. I'm gonna tag your ass like a game of pin the tail on the donkey. Get it?
Is Ryan there?
Yeah, Ryan's
Also?
there. Do you guys have a question for Steve? Do you want to relay a question to Steve or Jason? Or to Ryan or Jason?
Do I want to ask them a question?
Either or.
Tell him that soon my beard will
Yeah, where's
rival
Ryan?
his and we'll fight.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Ryan has something to say to you. He said, soon his beard will rival yours. And what?
Ooh.
And they'll fight.
And they'll fight. So there's going to have to be we'll probably televise a beard fight. Yeah. Will you agree to? We'll give you a hunky. Oh, we're rich over here. I'll give you a good chunk of change to put your beard up against Ryan's. Just kidding. I don't have any money.
No, we'll give him vodka
My
coin.
beard fight with
Oh, yeah.
Beard.
Yeah, Steve, would you be interested in receiving a currency called Banana Vodka Coin? It's available for use mainly for buying Banana Vodka Coin, but Banana Vodka with. So you'll be able to buy Banana Vodka. with.
Is that a cryptocurrency?
Yeah, it's ours.
Um,
Jason and I both think we made it up. We're not sure. We're not going to resolve it because it'd be too awkward. But Banana Vodka Coin, we can pay you. We can give you a good roll of change. We'll give you like 10 coins.
We're afraid to sue each other, so we don't own it.
exist?
Banana Vodka
Yeah.
is, if it doesn't exist, it's going to soon.
The vodka
Some
coin
point.
There is a
exists.
theoretical use case for your cryptocurrency.
Steve's got a good point. No, there is a Banana Vodka. They're nips. So we're not actually going to do this coin, but I was thinking it'd be funny if the only thing you could buy with it was nips of Banana Vodka. I've never seen a bottle of Banana Vodka, but I know I've seen at Liquors 44 more than 10 times in the shelf.
Wow.
Not just vodka, Banana Vodka. And
Yeah,
it's comically disgusting. Yeah.
it sure exists.
Have you tried it?
I did try it once, I think, when I was stranded in Texas. Oh, I just knocked the cat off the table.
At the okay.
Everything's okay. It was a nice. I'm sorry, Tobias. I didn't knock him off. He fell over. It's not my cat.
Oh, it's fine then.
It's Tobias. I might bring on. There's a Chihuahua. You guys like Chihuahuas? I can bring a Chihuahua onto the episode. He's adorable. Well, I guess you couldn't. Steve, we need to get you hooked up by camera in the future.
Is there a video element to this podcast?
Oh yeah, it is a video podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it just on Facebook?
It's on Facebook, and we have a YouTube page. I accidentally deleted all. Upload them, but I deleted by accident our YouTube all the fucking videos I uploaded. They're still on Facebook, but because 2 were undone, and I clicked 2, and it said delete all, and I thought it just meant the 2 that like by all it meant the 3 that I had clicked. So that sucks because that took me like 5 hours to fucking put all those up. This happened earlier.
Oh, that's a pain.
There's
Yeah.
to select certain videos, and then at the same time there's a button that says delete all.
It was an uploading thing. I was trying to. The thing wouldn't. Never mind. It doesn't matter. But it sucks because yeah, it's a lot of. I'll do it again, but I'm gonna have to. Anyways, they're on Facebook. They're on our Facebook page, at least. You know. Hopefully, that's where people are going. If you're watching this, Steve, check out Western Mass Comedy Group. Did you get an invite from a group called Mass Comedy Corp today?
I don't know. I haven't really looked at my notifications.
We'll go look. We'll wait.
Yeah, go look. We'll wait because there's a controversy where someone started something called Mass Comedy Corp, which sounds similar to Western Mass Comedy Group phonetically. And I guess they were most likely a scam organization because Jess Miller contacted and asked Mass Comedy Corp to reveal its identity, and then it deleted its account. And I think it was a fake rip-off fundraiser company. A corp.
I know I got a message that said that the person had been deleted, but that's always like spam. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. You're mumbling.
I don't have anything here on my Facebook about comedy.
Okay, then you got spared. They got my credit card numbers.
They got your credit card number?
No, I'm joking. That would suck.
Social Security.
Social Security, yeah. My special stone collection. They stole my collection of stones, my DVDs, my DVDs. Hey, Steve, I got a question for you. What's the hardest part in the lesson about coming to accept yourself for who you are? What's the hardest part in making that possible?
For me, it's realizing I'm an asshole.
Okay. That makes life easier once you realize that you're an asshole?
Sounds...
Oh, I thought you said what's the hardest part.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. No, you're... that is the hardest part. I don't think you're an asshole, though, Steve.
Oh, thank you, Ezra. I appreciate that. I've never had the chance, probably. No, I've been an asshole to you, for sure.
Oh, don't be so confident about it. I don't remember it. But I'm sure you have.
I'm not going to remind you that.
I like the gusto you said it with. No, go ahead and remind me. When were you an asshole to me? This is getting personal.
Oh, no, I don't think I should bring it up.
What was it?
Well, I don't know if I was necessarily an asshole on purpose, and so I don't want to bring it up because it'll just make both of us look terrible.
Well, we're on air now, and I kind of want you to say it. What did it involve? What did it involve?
Well, I used to host a comedy show at the Platinum Pony in East Hampton.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly why, but I asked you to come up on stage and have friendly banter or something with me.
Uh-huh.
And then you said something that I think probably offended half the audience. And then I just sort of threw you under the bus and
I vaguely remember that. Yeah, you threw me under the bus then. That's okay. I don't know. I like how you're like, I don't know why I asked you to come up and do friendly banter. I don't know why either. I don't know what I said. I do feel bad now though. I don't know. I try not to say. Well,
I think we were having friendly banter on the porch at Bishop's Lounge, and then we were like, we should just do this on stage. So
yeah, well, it could have worked out. Could have worked out. I don't know what I said. Anyways, yeah, well, that's interesting. I didn't remember that. I'm sorry if I messed that up. I hope I'm not still that way. Who knows what I said? But
No.
I can
No,
picture.
I think
Something real right wing, I bet.
Yeah, I was probably. I don't know. It's hard to be glib in the Pioneer Valley. People take you bring up a topic and they're offended right off the bat. It's hard to talk about certain stuff. But maybe I said something. I
National
apologize.
socialism.
Now I got to add something to my amends list. But I'm embarrassed.
Well,
I'm embarrassed. Thank you for embarrassing me. I appreciate that.
Listen, this is why I didn't want to bring it up. I knew that you'd be embarrassed and you'd be hurt, and now, like I said, we both look bad.
Yeah, they're all gonna laugh at me. Exactly.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Oh, burns. Steve's whipping out the burns. No, that's funny actually. That's kind of funny, and I kind of am reliving it traumatically now because if I've ever offended somebody, I've felt terrible about it on the inside. I've never been a guy who's like, "Oh, that bothers you." So anytime I've gotten that reaction, I know I'm not
Are
a terrible
you
person.
triggered?
I don't enjoy doing comedy to trigger people, is what I'm saying. So maybe I used to do that more than I do now, but I'm point not to be a troll.
Yeah, no, you definitely matured a lot in comedy.
Yeah, I'm on an NPR podcast. I'm on an NPR now for life.
Oh,
do you know that?
That's awesome.
I performed at the Academy of Music actually for an NPR podcast that I got onto.
I did see something about that, and I just didn't look into it, but that's awesome. Right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That's weird. It's not something I was expecting to do. I just heard on the radio NPR, which not the big whatever. They said call in and leave first sentence of your story, or called Around the Block, and I called and left my first line of the story in their voicemail, and it was a story about me bombing in Florida, and it got me in. And then the story went really well, but I was terrified because I was playing to a virtual audience of 250 people, but just talking to an empty auditorium with 3 big screens at the foot of the stage with faces on it. It's like some Black Mirror shit. So I was like choking with anxiety, and I didn't do anything to. I think I bothered the NPR crowd just like I bothered that crowd back in 2000. That makes me sad that our attempt at banter on stage ended so poorly.
Well, I think I did okay. It was poor for you. Like the audience. I got the audience on my side, but like I said, I threw you under the bus. So
it couldn't have been
that. Okay for me.
It couldn't have been that bad since I don't remember. How'd you throw me under the bus? What did you do?
I just kind of threw you off stage and called you an asshole.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it was slightly more amicable than that, though, right?
Now you can throw him off the podcast.
Well, yeah. I was like, okay, Ezra, thank you. All right, sorry, everyone, that kind of thing.
Oh, God, I hate myself. We're not doing this section of the show anymore. This is the last time. I can't stand you now, Steve. Steve, I'm mad at you, Steve.
I knew this would happen.
I'm mad at you for throwing what you threw me under the bus. I feel the way. Okay. Well,
the other option would have been to just leave you on stage to fester, And
no, I know.
I don't think that would have been.
I've festered on stage many times. I've done very well on stage, but I've also just visibly died an excruciatingly awkward death many times on stage. So it's a mixed variable. And I'm glad I don't remember that, but I'm kind of remembering it now. And I don't know about you, but that kind of shit scares me because I feel like trying too hard to fit in, and yet I can still come across as an asshole. So I am kind of an asshole. I know that, but I'm not proud of it.
Well, I think we're all an asshole in our own way, and I think you're trying at least not to be, and I think that's admirable.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Cool. So this is Steve Yarbo. Where are you? Steve.
Oh, I'm at home in Belchertown, Massachusetts,
Nice.
where I live.
Staying out of the rain, staying nice and dry.
Mostly, the fire alarm went off in my house earlier today because our neighbor cooked some food wrong, so I had to stand in the rain for a minute. But other than that, staying dry, yeah.
Nice. Do you have a towel for your beard? Do you have a beard towel? Because I always keep one handy in case my beard gets rained on. My goatee, I mean. You know?
Well, I think I'm gonna need one for my beard when I get it into that beard fight with Ryan.
That's true. What if your guys' beards get stuck together like goat horns? You know what I mean? You have to rear back and headbutt in. It could get vicious.
I think publicly I'll probably, say I don't like it, but in my heart, I will enjoy the experience being that close to Ryan.
Yeah, you guys are going to be pretty much having to be like making out to make that possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
What can you do?
What can you do? You know, sometimes you got
what they want.
You got to make out with the guy to prove your masculinity. You know, it happens.
Demand satisfaction.
That's what I tell all the guys.
That's how you get that male satisfaction. I don't know if that's what Ryan said, but I heard male satisfaction.
Not quite.
So hot sounding. All right, Steve, thank you so much. If you're looking for Steve, you can go knocking on doors in Belchertown. We won't release his address, but if you do want to stomp around Belchertown, just knocking on doors until Steve comes to the door. Bring a towel for his goatee, his beard, because apparently it got a little wet when his neighbor screwed up cooking earlier.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ezra.
All right. We'll see you, Steve.
See you,
All right.
Steve.
See you guys.
Bye, bro.
Would it be funny if people, like, as a result of seeing this podcast started, they're like, I'm going to play Find Steve Yarbrough in my real life and stalk the real Steve Yarbrough.
I think that's what we're trying to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're trying to get everybody.
Can you find Steve Yarbrough?
Can
Win
you
a free
find? Yeah.
t-shirt. If you find Steve Yarbrough, you want a free T-shirt and a steak dinner.
Listen, if him being in Belchertown isn't a good enough clue, you're not the right person for finding Steve, anyways.
You just got to be real quiet and listen for the saxophone solo.
It's true. He plays them ever so softly.
Oh, there you might hear him right there.
That's the sound of the Yarbo, a sweet Yarbo solo line cascading through the atmosphere.
You guys, I want to take a quick second to promote my my new band, Crack Fueled Black Fugue.
Yeah, yeah, that was a dope name, Jason. Crack Fugue.
I'm not sure if I spelled
Black
fugue
Fugue.
right because I'm using my phone to tape this, so I had to.
You spelled it right, I think. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you
looks
did.
great.
Yeah, it looks right. If it looks right, it is spelling. No,
I'd
is.
also like to thank our new sponsor, Mass Comedy.
Mass Comedy Corp. Yeah. I don't know. They sound like a
Thank you,
toxic
Mass
waste.
Comedy Corp.
It sounds like they would come and remove. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like that would for comedy collections. Mass Comedy Corp.
Like a repo.
Yeah, need your comedy scene cleaned up and repossessed and taken away and clattered in a junkyard fast, but don't want to get your hands dirty yourself. Call Mass Comedy Corp. We'll get those jokes in the dumpster fast.
Sounds
Something
like a company
that.
with iron gates and white vans, right?
It does. Yeah.
Sounds like Mass
hilarious.
Comedy Corp vans driving all over the Pioneer Valley, just like abducting comedians in gunny sacks and tasing them so that they. It's a terrorist organization.
I heard Flo from Progressive was behind the whole thing, just trying to cut a new car insurance deal.
Diabolical.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
That would be cool if we got. Imagine if, like, sometimes it's easy if you could luck out and just, go on Twitter and Twitter her. Maybe she would be a guest on the show.
Who?
Worth a try, right?
Yeah, tweet it
Worth
up.
a tweet or two. We should just start tweeting celebs and And make
Oh,
sure you tell them we're doing like great stuff. Tell them that we're hitting all the topics hard, that we're not scared to pull any punches. You know, that always pulls people in.
I'm so crazy amused by the fact that that's my favorite Steve Yarbrough ever. For
That
him
was
being
great.
like, "Wait, are you guys doing a podcast? Wait,
Yeah.
is there a video aspect to your?" He knew nothing about this, despite
Yeah.
being with us
A
from
regular-
the beginning.
He's
He
a,
knew
he's a
nothing about what
co-host.
we were doing.
Yeah, that was a real like what is that movie where the guy like starts to realize he's in a TV show?
Oh, Truman
The
Show.
Truman Show.
Yeah.
Like that was like a real Truman Show moment.
Well, like I actually didn't tell them because you know how you ruin the subject once they know that they're a test subject. You know what I mean? You don't want him to know. This is, if it mattered, it would be unethical. But since it doesn't matter at all, no problem. Steve didn't know. You know, just talking and that was a good section though. That was a good section. It made me relive a tough moment.
Like,
You like how vulnerable-
you know, like put a tracker on him so that
Yeah.
we can do it without him knowing anymore. We'll be like, "Where's Steve Yarbrough?" and bring up one of those like radar screens. It's like, boop,
Yeah,
be like, "He's in the bathroom."
we gotta step it up. We gotta step it up a notch.
Yeah, we didn't really come down hard on him at all. School, you know, we let him slide because he's so funny and he says such funny things about being behind 7-Eleven when he really probably has been. You know,
Yeah, that's true. He's like he's hiding his pain behind humor.
behind
He's a
humor.
clown.
Yeah, sad clown, Steve Yarbrough. I'm so excited. He said we could tag him, you guys. That will drive up our views without a doubt.
Have we not been already tagging him
No, no, we have not been. Yeah.
to maintain the distance?
Yeah, we bury it's called burying the lead. No one's going to make it 45 minutes into the episode. So I always make sure at least wait for, you know, give him a nice protection blanket. I'm not just going to leave Steve Yarbrough hanging out there for the fish to nibble at. You know, I love the guy. Next time I'm going to put up I'm going to be really technologically advanced. I didn't want to ruin it, but throw up the photo of Steve Yarbrough playing a saxophone with a rainbow pattern behind him.
Nice.
Yeah. We should have a graphic for that.
And then every once in a while, we should substitute like a blurry photo of Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster and be like, "We think this is Steve Yarbrough as well." Nobody can be. Time will tell.
Possible
It
sighting
is.
Steve Yarboroughh in Antarctica.
We
Show-
could
show you.
yeah, we could turn him into a mythical figure. Be like, have you seen this man? It's been rumored. He's been known to show up suddenly at concerts. Nobody knows him, and somehow he knows all the notes to the songs of the band he's not even a part of.
All cultures
blows
have
everyone
a
mind.
version of Steve Yarbrough.
And then you look, and he's gone. You know what I mean? With Steve, you're so excited to talk to Steve. He's gone.
Anthropologists have theorized about a Steve Yarbrough for hundreds, maybe thousands of years, and it's just been in the last couple of years that anybody's actually seen one. People used to think it was a cryptozoological phenomenon.
Well, back in the 50s when the U.S. was in that beef with Russia, Russia knew, and Russia was trying to get the U.S. to come out clean about it, but it never happened. So it's just been kind of been buried underground since. But apparently there's official reports of Yarbrough footprints back in 1950 in the Utah desert outside of the NASA spaceship operation that they don't know why he was there. But the Steve's tracks went up into the hills, but then they vanished. So,
do you think there are Steve Yarbroughs in space?
Depends. Is there water?
No, but there's smooth grooves for him to suss on.
Well, I don't. But Steve Yarbrough still needs water. Doesn't need to stay hydrated. There's water on Mars, so maybe there's Steve Yarbroughs on Mars. They prove there's water on Mars.
What if he brought like a water bottle with him?
He wouldn't have to if he goes to Mars. If he just stops making such a fuss about it and just accepts that he's got to live on Mars from now on, you know.
One of those Waterworld filters that you pee into and get clean water. He's got plenty of pee in his body, I bet.
It's true. He's loaded, especially with his drinking problem off to new heights, you know.
This guy's rich with pee.
He's acting like he wouldn't take banana vodka coin, and really that's his most preferable currency.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Banana vodka, I so worry about him because last time I went over Steve's apartment, I walked in and the floor was just littered with empty bags of Skittles and banana vodka nips. I say, Steve, is this what you've been doing? What have you been eating? What have you been drinking? He goes, don't worry, I've been eating the Skittles. I go, that's not good. What have you been drinking? He goes, the banana vodka.
Which like makes us rich, so cool. But
Yeah, cool. But I mean, we're losing track of our friend Steve in the process.
Yeah.
You don't want him just in his apartment doing it, because he's got to be spreading the word. The whole point is that people see Steve Yarbrough using banana vodka coin, and then they say, "How can I get in on this? I want to be Steve Yarbrough."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
we didn't get him started, so we'd have a loser abusing our product.
We got Steven on board though, you guys. That's cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Cash cow.
It's right. You know why I didn't ask?
Cash cow.
You know why I didn't ask you guys? Because of most reasons. I was scared. I was scared he'd say no.
I was scared too. I was scared.
Yeah, I was scared he was gonna say no. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to hear no from that man. Seeing those
No.
lips.
I honestly felt so much better because last time, remember on the last episode you haven't even watched because we haven't even put it up yet. But if you're in the future right now, having watched both, I called him a little too late, and he forgave me for that. I lied and told him, you guys, I lied and told Steve I butt dialed him. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
When really there's video evidence.
To the contrary.
To the contrary. Oh no.
You're a sneaky customer. Sneaky customer.
And you admitted to it on here.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
This is prime for blackmailers.
Yeah. HuffPo, better look out.
A lot of our audience is black people trying to potentially blackmailing the three of us. So
half of our audience is people who are just eating dinner at Captain Jimmy's this one time. Western Mass Comedy Group is only 5 cousins away from your uncle named Phil who loves their steaks, pretty much.
I tuned in because I thought it'd be clean.
I thought it'd be clean, yeah. Man, yeah. This, that was crazy. I've been surprised at how well the shows have gone, though. The first one, Comedy Show, that was a hit. That was wild.
Certified, bona fide.
Certifiable, bona fide, badass show, yeah. So yeah, this is Western Mass Comedy Group. Stay in the loop, you Snoop. We claim no rights to anything in Western Mass Comedy Group other than our own creations, and we are in the work of copyrighting that, trademarking it right now. So, in case you are, beat you to the punch. It's in the application. I got till February to sort that out, and if not, I'll just file it under DBA Dave Matthews Band. That's what I'm gonna do, you guys. I'm gonna file it as Dave Matthews Band.
Dave Matthews and
I'm starting a company named Dave Matthews Band. What do you think?
Trademark that.
I will.
What if we started a company called Dave Matthews Company?
Dave Matthews. Sell hemp bracelets with pictures of his face on it or something. Yeah.
Just like a whole series of like Dave Matthews Deli, Dave Matthews Autograph.
Video.
Yeah.
DVD concert footage. Yeah. Get lots of his concerts. Get all of his best concerts on DVD out there on the shelves. Yeah.
Come to Dave Matthews Hoagie and Pagodas.
Oh man. If only, you know what I wish? I wish I was rich so that like I didn't have to do actual invention ideas. I could just come up with fun stuff like popcorn. You know, the popcorn that keeps on bopping.
Yep, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Fun.
What it is, it's a popcorn machine, so it pops the popcorn. But then when you turn the heat off, you can turn on a vent, and the popcorn, it looks like it's still popping. And then you can figure out, am I going to try to eat it while it's popping, or I'm just kind of enjoy watching it pop for a while, turn it on, turn it off a little bit. That's what I would do with it. Have some fun. Grab a few kernels, turn it off, relax. You know, it has that kind of vibe to it.
Called edging.
You can go from
Popcorn.
You can go from rest to play in seconds flat with popcorn. That's the appeal.
That's a pretty good. Bring that on Shark Tank.
Rest and appeal in seconds flat. Yeah. I don't know, you guys. So
Fucking A.
fucking A, right? You know what? Since we're slacking. Since we're mainly a news show, we provide news. I have a news article pulled up, you guys.
I knew it.
And it's about Mass Comedy Corps convicted of multiple felony. No, just kidding. Wow. What do you guys think? Are you excited? Do you think Donald Trump is going to willingly leave the White House?
Yeah,
You do?
I do.
What
I
about-
think he's gonna see that he's lost, and I think he's gonna walk out.
I think he said as much, actually. I think he finally did say as much. I don't know what he looked like. I wonder what his body posture was like, but I think I saw a quotation of him saying, I will step away. But
You know that's true. You and I both know I'm gonna walk out.
oh, yeah,
said
he put
something
up a
like that,
fight,
yeah.
though. That was a scare tactic for sure. That was scary in some of his speeches where he was really vague with his language. He said,
Mhm.
I will go with the will of the people. That scared me when he
Mhm.
said that, because that sounds like some Third Reich shit right there. Because the will of the people voted, and he didn't win. So.
Well, not those people. He doesn't mean those people.
No, I know. That's what's
Different-
scary. That's
different
what's
people.
scary about it. Yeah, what people? Sounds like he's got some violent people behind him. I didn't think he was ever gonna like. What was he gonna do? It was basically threatening. Like I was picturing like him like having a brawl with 3 security guards. I would watch that. Imagine
well,
that.
His best chance probably to avoid capture within the White House would be to strip down completely nude and get greased up.
Go through the
Because,
vents, right?
Yeah, well, or just, I mean, enough baby oil. And I mean like a Macho Man Randy Savage amount of baby oil, right? And then they grab him and he just slips right through their whoosh, and they're like, what a slippery Trump.
Slippery Trump.
Somebody grab that. It's a, that's where the expression faster than a greased Trump comes from.
You couldn't pay me enough to try to grab a slippery Trump. Tell you what.
Yeah, all naked like that. Gross.
All naked. Yeah. I'm just picturing my hands accidentally ending up under both armpits. You know what I mean? Like I try to grab him from the front. Oh,
Touching his cletus accidentally.
yeah. What's the safest? I guess I would try to side tackle him. So I
The
didn't have to
scruff
touch
of the
him.
neck, maybe. Probably grab him by the
Yeah.
scruff.
What if you grab him by the ears? Maybe
the
he didn't
love
get oil on
handles.
his. Maybe he forgot to put oil on his ears. Classic mistake.
Oh,
Always check the ears. Yeah, sometimes people forget to oil the ears when they do the oil up to slip away trick.
Well,
We
you
all
just
have
gotta
some-
grab,
squealing like a pig trying to get away. Like,
Yeah,
grab a handful of the hair.
the hair, but the hair's all
Yeah.
oily too. Really, when you think about it.
consistency of cotton candy, I bet.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
dissolves in
wonder
your,
if
in
it
your
would.
fingers.
Just like come tear right out.
By the root.
By
Gotta
the
get it
root.
by the root.
This reminded me of. You guys ever watch Reno 911?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
show
I
was
like
awesome.
Yeah,
Remember TT, the crazy lady that would
Yeah.
always like charge her out, like TT, calm down, TT.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm picturing Trump being like. TT was awesome. I love that show.
Come back.
It's, yeah.
Is it really?
It's Quibi, right? And Quibi's already gone, so it's going to
Yeah,
have to
Quibi's
come back
dead.
somewhere else.
Are they really
Oh,
coming
was it?
back? Reno 911?
Yeah, I saw a trailer for like new episodes. I thought it was coming on
Nice. Same actors?
Comedy Central. Yeah.
Oh,
Dope.
they
I would watch
they
that.
made some new episodes, and do you guys know about Quibi?
No.
It's a streaming service that's only for your phone, but I think it's defunct already. And
Yeah,
so
they went out of business.
I do not know where the content goes. Probably, I mean, I would believe that Comedy Central probably bought it. They're like, well, they made them already.
Right. I want to watch them.
I'm a fan.
Look at that. If Reno 911 was suffering for views, no problem. We got you here on Stay in the Loop, you Snoop. We have something ridiculous, like 7 subscribers, you guys. That's the lucky
that's
number. That's a lucky number, so that means probably a month from now we'll have 777 followers because that's how luck works.
Yeah, it's like a chain letter.
That's right. Add more sevens to it.
Yeah, share this podcast with 7 people, or you will have bad luck.
We should just label every episode 7, except add a different 7 each time. So like episode 22 will just be 22 sevens in a row.
Mm.
A new numerical system. The most lucky on the block.
It's all sevens.
All sevens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each 7 represents one
The
Like
secret
number.
code.
1 unit. I think we're getting over in our. All right, maybe banana vodka coin will run on sevens. Make it lucky. Right?
Make any sense.
Well, they're algorithms. They're algorithms which involve numbers.
Like sevens
It
instead
makes
of
some
zeros
sense.
and ones.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure you can do that, Ryan. I think you can make a 7-based algorithm. You just haven't been studying your alga books.
Huh. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
It should be sponsored by Litecoin, though. I'm going to shout out. This is our what you should invest in now because Moderna. It's gone up from 40 to 150 since I bought it. And that was, remember, like 4 months ago. So I made some good money off Moderna.
Yeah.
And the
it's probably not
vaccine's
gonna
almost
go back
ready.
up.
They're seeking approval right now. They're done with the vaccine. That's why it went up.
It's not going to go up much further, though, right?
It might, dude. It's been going up. It went up ridiculously. It went up 40 in one day and then went up 40 the next day. So it seems like it's consumer crazy right now. Like,
Yeah, what if they price gouge the shit out of that vaccine? Then it'll go up for the stockholders like Ezra.
Well, yeah, because I knew they were going to be the top dog. Like,
Are they,
I
though?
knew because, yes, they are. I knew because they got taken out they didn't get taken out, but now they're the top again. I had a feeling they were going to come out the most successful in terms of like antivirus vaccine. And sure enough, I'm not trying to brag, but I'm glad Moderna did it. That's impressive. I would like to know more about the technology to make the vaccine possible, but that is good news. Too bad all these people are slurping and burping their Slurpees and chicken nuggets though with each other at Thanksgiving. We probably got a new fresh red wave coming in. You guys ready?
Deaf.
It is scary. Yeah, I work as a massage
super
therapist.
scary.
I work as a massage therapist right now. It's terrifying work to be doing.
Jesus, $20.
The only thing the person's wearing is a mask. Ha ha ha. So, all right. So we covered that. So I think, yeah, Trump will leave the office peacefully. I just thought it was interesting the way whenever he was asked, will he willingly leave it, he never gave a yes or no answer. He's the king of not responding yes or no to yes or no answers.
Do you think
and that's what causes a lot of fear to happen is he just doesn't answer. He leaves it up to speculation purposely.
Do you think that he's like aware enough of what's like where his base is that some nights he just wonders like, should I just go like full on swastika?
Right?
You know? Like I mean, I don't think that the people who support him would be that different if he was like, yeah, I'm just, just future for the white race or, all that bullshit. Like, it seems to me that, like, that's what's going to happen after he leaves is he's going to be like, well, I could either go back to being a completely reviled B television star, or I could live the rest of my days being a weird American Nazi folk hero. And only American Nazis, because I don't think that, like, the European Nazis...
Do you think he's that racist? I think he's racist, but I don't think he's that racist.
No, but I think that's who's supporting him. I think if he said, fuck you, Nazis, he would have almost no support. He would still have, like, the, people in the middle of the country that...
Well, they're not Nazis. That's the mistake, is they went too severe with the language. They're inconsiderate and selfish, but, like, that was part of the problem is then you don't know who's an actual Nazi.
But Nazis like
the worst.
Nazis...
Yeah, but it's like a Nazi light. Like, Nazi was a person who, like, legitimately killed people in World War II. I also don't... Well, are they in Nazis? They're not out there hurting or killing.
Nazis.
It's all rhetoric mainly, is what I'm saying. They're not putting that stuff into actual action like the Hitler, reign did.
What about all the motherfuckers that are like driving their cars through?
But
like,
that's just free
protests
will.
and
That's a part of free speech, though. That's a part of free speech. You might not like it, but
driving your car through a crowd.
no, not that. Not that. Not that. I don't even remember exactly where I was going with that. I'm sounding way more conservative than I actually am right here. Things get crazy on this show. We discuss politics. I think he is racist. I know he's racist, but I don't think to answer your question, I don't think he ever would do that just to get attention. Maybe. He is
Not
crazy
attention.
enough.
I think that's like the people who are going to support him after he leaves office, because I don't think, because even the people in the middle like of the country, the farmers and stuff who are like, Trump's going to shake up Washington, I don't think any of those people are still going to be with him after he leaves, because he didn't help them, at all. So I think that after he leaves, it's just going to be the neo-Nazi skinhead types, or the Proud Boys types.
Yeah, no, they definitely unified under Trump, and Trump never outrightly dismissed them, because he did know that. He did know that a huge portion of his supporters, there's no way he couldn't have known that. And he's definitely a coward for not calling them out when the times came to do that. Obviously, I'm very anti-Trump, and I'm glad he's going to leave the White House, and I'm glad he even said as much. It's been an exhausting trip watching that self-imploding disaster of a man try to run our beautiful country into the ground for 4 years. But I am glad, you guys, I did come out of the election feeling relieved that like 55% of America didn't, which should have been more, but wasn't okay with Trump having a second term. I felt at least relieved by that. I'm not the hugest Biden fan, but it is crazy because it was so close. There's so many voters in this country who did vote Trump, and Trumpers and Democrats politically are complete polar opposites, unlike the Democrats and the Republicans used to be. Now it's different. Now it's like gang warfare. Fucked. It's fucked. And I'm riding with Biden. Hey. Me and Biden was up till the break of dawn ripping back shots of banana vodka, coming up with his policy ideas, how to relate to the Hispanics in Florida, how to show he's a good family man to the Mormons in Utah, how to be a chill surfer bro in Southern California. I'd be advising Biden on these issues. He needs help, though. What do you guys think of Biden? Do you look at him and think like, ooh, he needs help?
I mean, he's definitely the kind of person who will actually accept help. So he's not fucked in the same way that Trump was fucked. I think he's gonna have a lot more of a hard time getting shit passed because of the Republican-led Senate than he is from anything else. Because he's been in the game for a long time. He's been a politician for a long time. He knows how everything works. He's even been a vice president. He knows how the White House works. So
I agree.
I think he's going to be hitting the road at a pretty fast clip and keeping it going. The question is how effective he's going to be, given that the Republicans are still going to be able to stymie a lot of his bills and stuff like that.
I'm just worried about his. I really think he's the right man for the job. It's not that. I worry about his mental focus issues sometimes. When I've listened to him speak, I can see his brain split sideways trying to finish a sentence sometimes. I don't know if you guys have seen it. He's like, I came to the realization. Like that happens to him a bunch when he's speaking. He comes to a head in his sentences, but I like him. But I think he needs help. I think Biden needs help. Someone's just got to be there with a cup of tea all the time, I feel like, to keep Biden calm, you know? Who's it gonna be?
like a blanket.
A blanket. Yeah.
He seems like an old man who needs a blanket a lot. I bet Trump almost never is like, I want a blanket. I bet.
I think you're right.
Stuff. He's like, get me a bucket of shrimp.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just like a blanket? I hate blankets. Blankets are losers.
I want a blanket full of a bucket of shrimp.
Best of
How
both
about that?
worlds.
That's
Yeah.
both worlds, yeah. Pour it onto the bed and take a little nap with all those little slippery fish.
Did you think you had to choose between blankets and shrimp? No more. Come on down to
Shrimplets.
blanket of shrimp.
What about
Or we'll give you one full blanket of shrimp.
That's like so
shrimplets?
typical in Massachusetts. There's always these like Dave's
Sack
pet
of shrimp.
pet and city pet and soda.
Yeah,
Pet
come
food
get a
and
sack
soda
of
city.
shrimp,
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah, you can get a sack of shrimp at Dave's at Dave's for like $5. They're kind of old though. They're day old shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Shrimp.
It's for feeding the seals. It's not for human consumption.
Dave's secret seals. Yeah. Has Dave
Navy
taken you
seals.
to his back room and showed you his secret seals?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's just his dick.
Oh, Dave.
It's a real letdown if you thought you're like, man, I bet this seal's gonna be
We're sorry, Dave. Listen, Dave, if you're watching this and you heard that, he didn't say that. We're actually looking to for furniture for our podcast. As you can see, we need better chairs. Better chairs. We should get Bob to give us his discount chairs from his furniture pit. I love his pitch where he's like, "We got dinged up furniture. We're not going to get rid of it. We put it in Bob's furniture pit." And he has I don't know if it's an actual pit where he throws all the dinged up furniture. I haven't gone to find out, but I'd hope so. I'd hope I'd have to like untangle the chairs. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Did you just seamlessly transition from Dave's to Bob's? Dave's Soda and Pepsi
Yeah, he did.
to
I
Bob's
did.
Discount Furniture Warehouse. You're like,
Yeah,
And
they're
I'm-
the same. They're one syllable.
I'm
They're
pointing out
different states.
I'm pointing out how these companies are all controlled and fueled by the Huffington Post by making us comfortable with old white men selling us common goods until we don't realize what we're actually thinking anymore. You know? Is it furniture? Is it dog food? Is it pet for myself? For the dog food that I keep next to the bed? They gotcha. This is the paranoid schizophrenic rant section of this show. Oh, I wish. Are you guys okay? How are you doing there?
I
this
am
is a-
sleepy.
I know, I
Well,
can
excited.
tell. I can tell. That's okay. Wake up, drink some coffee or something. Or it's okay. Sleepy Jason. All right, let's talk about. You guys want to cover a snake facts or talk about the movie? What do you want to do?
You got-
Facts.
You got a snake
Snake
fact
facts?
on deck?
I got a snake fact on deck for sure.
Yeah, let's
Snake
hear it.
fact on deck.
Snake fact on deck. I got
Snake
snake
facts.
fact.
Snake up, buddy.
Wait, I was prepared. I unprepared myself. It'll be quick enough to look up snake facts, so I got it.
Did you delete all the snake
78.
facts from the internet?
Well, they're common use snake facts, so I can't delete them. Or like Wikipedia entries for the people.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You shouldn't be trying to take down
Snake
the
facts.
beautiful site 78 unique snake facts. That's what we go to.
Have you guys ever seen the TV show Swamp People?
No.
Yeah, I love it.
I just saw it for the first time the other day, and I guess one season is called Swamp People, like Serpent Invasion, and it's just where they go down to the Florida Everglades and like they're snake bounty hunters. I don't know if every episode of the show is like that, but it was enthralling because also I can't tell whether they're highly skilled, tech-savvy bounty hunters or like completely like stupid rednecks, because there seem to be some of each. Like they have a heat sensor drone that looks for snakes from the sky, but also some of them just don't even use gloves and just like grab at all the snakes, and they're like,
Spreading
bitten.
COVID.
You just got to get bit by snakes.
That's how you spread COVID, not use gloves when you handle the snakes. I hate it recently when I've been going to, handle some snakes. I'm going to grab the snakes and the person's not even wearing gloves at the store. You know what I mean? I just drop the snake and run away. Nothing against the snake, but you got to be, I'm COVID safe with my snakes. If you ask me for a pet snake and I got an extra snake, I'm not going to screw you over by not handing it over with some plastic gloves on my hand first,
I think the state of Florida was giving those guys like $100 or $200 a snake, but those are like big boa constrictors. Would that be enough for you guys to go hunt some boa constrictors?
$200? That's not much.
$200 a boa constrictor, because I think to make the trip worth it, you got to get at least like 4 or 5.
Depends
Yeah.
on how hard it is to catch. Like, do you catch it? I wonder if they catch one every time, or if sometimes they come back empty-handed.
The episode that I saw, these two guys that seemed pretty stupid got 4 boa constrictors and a 17-foot long anaconda.
Oh, I would do that. That sounds fun. It's sounding better. The more you talk about it, sure, I go snake hunting. I love
Yeah, it
snakes.
does sound fun.
But sometimes the only way you can show your love is by killing it, just like with snakes. You know, you see a snake you love so much, and you're going to get 200. Now I feel kind of bad. I'm pro snakes, and yet I would hunt snakes. I think it's the experience of anything involving the snakes. Is what I
Oh, they don't kill
them.
them. They bring them in alive. They
Oh,
put 'em in,
okay, good.
Like they put them in like pillowcases and bring
Then
them
what
back
do
to
they
the-
do with them, though?
They probably put them into like snake reserves, or if
Snake
they're
jail.
Oh, I
Snake
thought
jail.
it was for like to make snake skin suits. I thought it was to make snake skin suits or something like that. Or snake skin.
No,
I'm
I
so
think
evil. I would
they
have
let
done
them
that.
live, because if they didn't,
I would
put
do it
them
for some
somewhere-
snake skin suits.
If they didn't let them live, then why would they have them bring them in alive? They would just be like, kill us some snakes and bring their bodies. Because I think the thing is that there's too many snakes in the Florida Everglades.
You know what we should do? We should pitch our campaign to repossess the snakes. Call it "Take the Snakes" 2020.
Take back the snakes.
Take back the snakes. We're gonna Charlie Baker's speech. Get the snakes back on track. Yeah,
Make snakes back again.
we're gonna get through this COVID era, and snakes are gonna be back better than
Yeah.
before. Is what I
Yep.
have to believe. And look at that. That's the preempt. That's the prelude to snake fact. I'm gonna skip a snake fact if that's okay.
That's
Because this one's a pretty. Okay, I'll go back to it. I feel kind of bad. This one's funny though, kind of in a tragic way. Snake fact 47. Snake fact.
Snake facts.
Some venomous. Thank you. Some venomous snakes have died after biting and poisoning themselves by mistake. So some snakes, as slick as they are, maybe their fangs about to go do a hunt, and I don't know how they do it, but they accidentally bite themselves and poison their own blood.
That's funny.
That's
Like what a if you'd be like, what a dumb
what a
snake.
jerk.
Yeah,
Yeah, what a
I
jerk.
feel really dumb.
It's wasted potential right there. Yeah, that's like when a snake heads to the drugs. You know what I mean?
If you were
Poison
like
himself.
a rabbit or some other kind of animal that a snake was pursuing and then it bit itself, like I don't know if rabbits can laugh or like a mongoose or whatever
Yeah.
other kind of, but they would have to laugh. That would
Mongooses
be pretty
again.
funny. If a snake was chasing you and you turned around, it was like,
Yeah.
you'd be like, you
Yeah.
stupid dumb snake.
You stupid snake. Yeah. Totally. And I could see it biting itself too because, it spins around in circles. So it might have been whipping back to bite
Yeah.
and then its tail was right there. Yeah. I could see myself doing it as a snake. As dumb as that snake is, Imagine being too slippy for your own skin. You're all slick. You're all cocky. You're cocked back. You've been hitting the gym. You snaked up. You've been oiling your scales. You're going out at the night. You're brushing your teeth. You're flossing your teeth. Ah! Dead. Could you believe it? Can you believe it?
Yeah, that would be embarrassing.
It's wild.
I
That's
was
a
just
shame.
picturing all three of us as animated snakes. And,
How do you accidentally bite yourself?
I was really enjoying it.
How do you accidentally bite yourself? What their problem is because they can't travel a straight path. Snakes, they're always trying to show off with their big circles.
Yeah.
Well, I like this one. It's cool to know that even snakes, as cool as they are, still can have a bad day and
Yeah.
make mistakes sometimes.
Good take.
It's true.
Good takeaway.
It's a good take. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're judging snakes because they're killers and murderers, well, hear this. This snake died by its own poison. How you feel now?
By its own hand, so to speak.
He has the poison. He is the one who has to live with the poison. Time. What do you expect? What do you expect of a young snake?
Heavy responsibility.
Yeah, carry all that venom in that venom back sack pack pouch. We all
Yeah.
snakes. No.
This
snake
all
trap.
actually folds pretty nicely into the movie too. If it's
It does. Let's go right into it. We chose Lords of Chaos, which was based on a book by the same name, which was written in 1998. It came out in 2018. It was written by Dennis Magnuson and Ackerlund, and Jonas Ackerlund was the one who wrote and directed it. Do you want to go into talking about this, Ryan, which was about something that actually happened? It was somewhat based on the facts. A band called Mayhem back in 1987 in Norway. The lead singer, what was his crazy name? Euronymous was his name.
Guitar player.
His real name, the guitar player back then.
Yeah,
He
he's
started
not
a
the
metal band, a satanic based metal band, spreading the message of Satan a lot, which is fine. But then they did burn. Well, I mean, as long as it's non-violent. But then the main guy developed a cult, Euronymous, and I think they actually did burn down some churches, didn't they, as part of that black metal Norwegian?
They sure did,
influence? Yeah.
I think this is probably like one of the most interesting stories in like popular music because the base is that a sort of British heavy metal is imported into Norway, and heavy metal's always been really big on symbolism with the pentagrams and the Satan and whatnot. And but these kids in Norway, they see like English heavy metal with all its satanic imagery, and they take it 100% seriously. And they're like, yeah, Satan, murder, like evil, without any kind of irony or anything. No. Which is not, I mean, I think we're used to, in America and historically in England, Satan is sort of used in music as kind of just a all-purpose catch-all for rebellion. Even though you got like Led Zeppelin with a little bit of maybe actual devil stuff in there, but pretty interesting story because you got their lead singer commits suicide, which
Dead.
is true.
His name is Dead.
Yep.
His name was Dead.
Who was played in this movie by Val Kilmer's son Jack, and I think he's probably the best actor in this movie.
Yeah, he was really good.
I wish he was in more of the movie because I think he's a real highlight.
I liked his depression. Yeah, he played depression really well. And this movie spared no details when it came to violence either. It was really hard to watch because you liked the lead singer Dead. It was the leader of the band you started to dislike, who was Euronymous, who hired the singer Dead. The Dead had serious depression, and it shows a scene of him cutting his arms. He takes a knife, like no hesitation, slices right down the middle of it, and then takes it with the other arm and slices it right down the middle of it like a big gash.
And cuts his throat, and then shoots himself in the head.
Yeah, and it still doesn't kill him, and he has to shoot himself in the head. And then Euronymous, the punk-ass guy who's trying to make a basic satanic cult he was the leader of, I guess he didn't actually do this. The guy in real life did kill himself, but in the movie, the lead singer takes pieces of his skull. And since he's starting a black metal cult, I noticed one of the ways he could do this was by taking the history of what was gone, the piece of skull, putting it in a necklace, and giving it to people. I thought that was interesting because there are certain clever ways which cult leaders check to make sure the person's with them. And that's what he was doing. I noticed anytime there was someone who was slightly hesitant about their motivation or connection within his, what was it called, the dark circle? He would kind of try to, black circle, he would kind of try to rein him in. And one of the bandmates does refuse, actually, the piece of skull later in the movie because I don't know. It's kind of a messed up thing. It's gross. It's kind of a messed up thing to do if your friend kills himself to take a piece of his skull and try to use it for your own creative advantage. And you're right about Satanism. Usually is like as expressed through the art. You know what I mean? Like the art can be expressive of satanic rebellion, or the music can be an expression of satanic rebellion. The culture can. But then this, what was his name? Vague or whatever, took it to theistic Satan, which is viewing Satan as an actual character, not a symbol of meaning anymore, but an action. And the action, what they took Satanism to mean was just basically punks being punks, burning down a church. You know what I mean? I don't agree with that level of action. That's when a human takes the religion of Satanism and basically tries to appoint himself as Satan, when you think about it. I don't know.
It's a really interesting story. I mean,
It really is. Yeah.
got
How many
everything, it's
churches?
got-
How many churches did they actually burn down? Do you know back then? The band members.
These particular 4 or 5. At
4 or
least,
5 churches. Yeah. They spread a terror, right? Didn't they create like a whole terror within Norway? Yeah. I was looking up facts about the story, and it's kind of vague in some points, but yeah. And I know, well, I don't want to do the spoiler alert and say how the movie ends quite yet. But yeah, I thought the interesting thing was, because I've researched some Satan and there's variables within it, but like theistic and atheistic Satanism. Euronymous was more of an atheistic Satanist. So when Varg, the theistic Satanist, said, "Come burn a church with me," as an atheistic Satanist, Euronymous, you could tell he didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? He thought it was enough to have made the music was the culture, but the guy he was in a band with, who actually existed and did kill him, that wasn't enough. He had to actually take action. And to do so, he hated the system. And the problem with these kind of people is they tear down the system, but he didn't have a replacement system other than, like, you know, his musty living room, which he called, like, you know, a dark meeting place or whatever it was called. I think burning down churches is lame, is basically what I'm getting at. It's a far reach for Satanism. And I also looked up what fans of Mayhem and of this movie, metal fans, think of this movie. And they say it's a big fuck you to Norwegian black metal.
So
they dislike the director, actually. And they actually dislike the director. Mayhem fans and Norwegian black metal fans dislike the director very much, because they said the movie was more of a judgment on black Norwegian metal than it was an observation of it. What do you think of that?
So Jonas Åkerlund, the director, was the drummer in the Swedish black metal band Bathory. So, you know, he was sort of immersed in this scene, not in a, you know, part of the black circle, but sort of was around during this time. I think this movie is a really good illustration of what an adaptation can be, because I think maybe the people who are mad about the way it was portrayed would have wanted everybody to look cool, you know? Like, the people who were involved in this, I think that they're like, well, it's not taken seriously. There's parts that are silly, and there's parts that are funny. I liked this portrayal as opposed to making them out to be like dark black lords of, you know, evil. I mean, they were like 18, 19-year-old kids who were starting a band, and I think, you know, there at times they wanted to be musicians, and then all this crazy stuff happens, and then this you know, secondary figure comes in and wants to be a terrorist organization as opposed to like a rock and roll outfit, which is probably one of the problems with using all this violent imagery and talking about, you know, being evil and talking about murder. And, you know, you can't tell who's just bullshitting for like a cool mystique and who, you know, is really down to do it. And I think that these acts had like a domino effect because it kept happening. Like there ended up being all this murder and all this violence, you know, all these arsons and explosions and just real heavy stuff.
Yeah, those kind of cultural revolutions do happen very quickly because everybody's really upset, but nobody's given permission to do anything to actually change it within reality. So the alternate conclusion is destroying it. And that does happen. That's happened in America. It's very relevant with American school shooters. You know, that's what's so dangerous about people doing this, is not that they did it once, but that it does encourage people to do it themselves, because there is a rock star status about it. You could see the movie portrayed it really well. It was all about ego, actually all about Varg when he wanted to go burn down a church. It wasn't even about Satanism anymore. It was about his personal fame, and that kind of ruins. As soon as you realize that about one of the leaders, they become less respectable to me, because ultimately, if to prove yourself you have to burn down a church, then you're operating through a terrorist state now rather than a creative group. If you can turn creativity violent, that's what this movie showed, and it is possible.
It's kind of a clash of ideology versus aesthetic, because the guy who like takes a picture of his dead friend, like distributes the necklaces with his skulls and everything like that. Like the guy, who came on to the band eventually, who the guy with the scar on the face, like he's like, he believes in it. It's not the same like kind of image based thing that it is for everybody else.
It's cool to have
So,
conviction, but unfortunately, it's conviction in this like real right wing kind of national socialist. Like I don't know if you've ever heard. Varg is still alive. He spent only 10 years in prison for this murder, and he was recently kicked off YouTube for harboring too many like white supremacist viewpoints. He's a real asshole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they did a good job portraying that then.
Well, his number one, when this movie was announced that it was going to come out, he made all these videos denouncing it, not for necessarily factual inaccuracy, but that he was played by a Jewish actor, which I have to imagine was on purpose. If I was making this movie, I'd be like, yeah, fuck Varg.
Yeah.
This guy's.
That's the way you'd say "fuck Varg" is by hiring a Jewish person to play him.
Because he's a neo-Nazi.
That would bother him. Yeah,
is that like he sort of trades in the like Satanist imagery for like
he swaps. He's bringing one to the other. Yeah, that's what's dangerous when you can confuse ideology with creative direction. People take it a little too seriously and factually. They get really ego-driven and think, well, I have these viewpoints, but these viewpoints aren't any good if I don't act upon them. And that's like a classic mistake with humans, where it's like they just think it's not good enough to like have a viewpoint. You have to burn down a church about it. Yeah.
I don't think factual accuracy. I think that one of the things that biopics, like about things that really happen, fuck up a lot of the time is trying to get things too factually accurate, and the story gets completely congested because you're like, oh, we have to have this. This guy was here. It really interrupts the flow of a good story to get too bogged down. And I don't think that the book that this movie was based on was like 100% factually accurate at anyway.
No.
So, but it was entertaining. I like this movie a lot. I think it's a good representation of this story, if not all the.
Do you like metal music, Ryan?
Yeah.
What's your favorite metal band?
I don't know. That's a good
question.
That's a good question. Depending on depending on your definition of metal, I'd have to say I'm a big Black Sabbath guy. Like if you consider Marilyn Manson to be a metal band, I like them a lot. And I like a lot of the bands that are portrayed in this. I like Mayhem. I'm into it. Like Bathory. And as much of a giant asshole as he is, I even like Varg's music. Some of it. When he was in prison, they would only let him have synthesizers, so his music from that period is like a little more new agey. We should get
Varg on here and awkwardly compliment his music and then criticize his political viewpoints shortly after. We think your music is great, but your words, not. Boo! They stink, Varg. Do that.
Why'd you have to stab your friend, man?
Yeah, boo to stabbing your friend, especially so many times. Yeah. I didn't like Euronymous very, but wait, so that was not Macaulay Culkin, that was Rory Culkin that played. Looks exactly like Macaulay Culkin. You wouldn't know the difference.
I think that so many times too. He does look just like.
They're like twins. Yeah, it's almost like why even have two of them? One of them's got to go, and we'll figure it out soon.
The one
we'll
thing
do a which one's got to go post.
The one thing that kind of bothers me factually accuracy-wise is the total shoehorning in of the girlfriend character. They were
Right?
like, somebody was like, you know what this movie needs? A love story. It needs like a girl in there to like, I don't even know.
Soften it up. Yeah, it didn't really soften it at all. There's still the murder scene was brutal when Varg kills the guy in the park. I didn't like that scene just because I don't mind stabbing, but he's probably just keeps stabbing him literally on film for like 3 minutes of stabbing after the guy's dead. Just
It is
it was the
how
most
gory this movie gets
Yeah.
because the rest of it, it plays like a Hollywood movie. I mean, the production
Drama,
value
yeah.
is really interesting fact. For the filming of this movie, they rebuilt one of the churches that Varg burned down to burn it down again for the movie.
Nice. I wish I was there for that. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, pyromania. That's an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends from high school, he's in jail right now. It's true. I won't say his name, but one of my friends in high school, about 7 years ago, a bunch of houses kept on going up in flames in Northampton. My brother was in one of the houses next door to a house that burnt down in downtown Northampton, where the old man and an old vet in a wheelchair and his son taking care of him got burned to death on the top floor.
Jeez.
Yeah, so fire is scary, because it grows fast. So
Yeah.
that was weird. That was a weird time. The threat of fire is very scary. Anybody who's accidentally left the house and thought, "Oh crap, did I leave the stovetop on?" You know what I mean?
Every time.
Every time, yeah. And I did it once too. I almost burned down
I've done it a couple
my
times.
last roommate's. I almost burned down my last roommate's house.
I want to have like a security camera that's just parallel to my stove that I can access from my phone, because I would say like 50% of all the times I leave my house, I wonder.
Thought you left the burner on.
Even if I didn't cook anything, it's one of those
I know.
OCD things.
It is compartmentalized right there in the back left of your brain. Yeah.
Once you think it doesn't go away. Once you're like, did I leave the burner on? It's all you can think about.
I know. Do you guys want to pick a movie and close? Because I have to pee so bad. That's going to be in the episode now.
Have you guys seen The Bad Batch? It's also a Vice movie.
Bad Batch?
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah. Right. I liked it.
Bad Batch. This has been episode 20, Western Mass Comedy Group. Stay in the loop with Snoop. Boop, boop, boop. That's a close. But you guys can keep talking. I'll be right back.
Boom. That's a wrap.
Yay.
Cool.
That was cool.